Hey, welcome to GETIDA review. In this video, we're going to review the Amazon reimbursement service called GETIDA. So essentially, guys, help you with getting money back from Amazon if Amazon loses your inventory, breaks it, or many other reasons. This video, we're going to explain to you what is GETIDA, how it works, what it's all about. We're going to talk about the pricing, how they charge you, and also in the description is going to be a special deal that grants you $400 in free reimbursements. So essentially, the first $400 you get from GETIDA, it's free. They're not going to charge you for that. So check out the deal in the description. With me today, Yoni Mazor, CGO of GETIDA. He's going to be with us. He's going to share like what's GETIDA all about. And yeah, man, what's up, Yoni?
Everything good. Thank you so much for having me, Vova. Great to be here.
Thank you, sir. We have also other videos with Yoni in the description. I think we had a few videos with him, so I'll link that in the description for those who want to learn more about Yoni and more about GETIDA as well, getting reimbursements from Amazon. So Yoni, man, yeah, welcome, bro. And so GETIDA review, like, what do you guys do? What is GETIDA? What is that? What's going on?
Got it. So GETIDA, how do you say it? Is it GETIDA? Is it GETIDA? It doesn't really matter. It's just an acronym. It stands for Get IDA, which is Get Intelligent Data Analytics. Essentially, we're a technology company, and our mission is very simple: is to make sure that Amazon FBA sellers get the maximum FBA reimbursements that they're eligible to receive. So typically, what happens is when you connect to GETIDA, our technology is able to go back up to 18 months on all the transactions. So any of the inventory that got lost, damaged, destroyed, disappeared, disposed, or overcharged with fees, our technology catches that. So that's kind of the first thing we do, find the issue. And then we have a dedicated team of specialists. A big part of them are former Amazon employees who used to work in the reimbursements department. They review the data, and if we see it's eligible for a case or a claim, we open a claim on your behalf. We manage all the back and forth with Amazon until there's a resolution. Small example, for example, right? Let's say you shipped 1,000 units to Amazon's fulfillment center. Amazon, instead of receiving 1,000 units, they only received 190 units. So 10 units are missing. Our technology catches that, and then our team opens a case with it. They'll manage all the back and forth. Of course, if there's any paperwork, documentation that is needed for the reconciliation, we'll make sure to work with you on that as well. And let's say Amazon found the missing 10 units. That's great. Everybody's good to go. You can sell them, make money. It's all good. And of course, if those missing 10 units are deemed as lost, then Amazon will apply its reimbursement policy and provide you with the reimbursement. And only if they provide a reimbursement, only then we charge a fee. Okay, so just like that, it's free to join GETIDA. It's free to stay with GETIDA. We only charge a fee based on performance. So let's say for these these 10 units, Amazon gave you $100 in reimbursements. We charge a 25% fee, which will be $25, and that's it. There's no subscription. There's no other cost. So let's say, Vova, you connected to GETIDA, and the next 30 days we get you $100. We charge you $25, which is 25%. But let's say the next 30 days we find $0. How much you pay? $0. Exactly. So free to join, free to stay. So it's purely performance based. We call this model PPR, paper recovery only. Yeah. So also when you connect to GETIDA, you get access to our platform. So just like that, we can get you all the money we can get you. But if you use our platform and engage with it and provide us with a bit more information or a bit more data, we're gonna be able to recover for you even more. Okay. So another example of that is the winning dimensions, right? So what happens is sometimes Amazon might overcharge you with fees if they have the incorrect winning dimensions on your ASIN. So let's say this is your ASIN, this is your product, and it's 6 ounces and 6 inches long. And every time you sold it, Amazon is going to pick it from the bin. They're going to package it in a box and ship it out. They're going to charge you a pick and pack fee or a fulfillment fee. Now, if they have the correct information on your ASIN, they're going to charge you, let's say, $3. What happens if they have the incorrect information for whatever reason? So instead of being 6 inches, it's 60 inches. And instead of being 6 ounces, it's 6 pounds. So instead of charging you $3, they might charge you $10 per unit every time we sold it. Let's say you sold 1,000 units, right? They overcharge you $7 per unit. That's $7,000 that they overcharge you. Okay, so if that happens, you're able to get a recovery for that. So you actually have to do two things, or we're gonna be able to help you with two things. First thing is open a case to fix it. So going forward, they stop overcharging you, so you stop the bleeding. That's very important. We don't charge any fee for that. And of course, the $7,000 that they overcharge you, we're going to be able to reclaim that and put it back in your pocket. And of course, only if we're successful, we'll charge a fee. But in order for us to do so, we need you to go into our platform and provide us with the weight and dimensions. We cannot decide for you what the actual weight and dimensions is because you are the seller. Typically, most sellers, today and these days, they do private label sellers and they create their own products, so they know what the weight and dimension is for the ASIN. But even if you're a reseller, if you do arbitrage, many times you're working with big brands like Nike, Adidas, whatever, the weight and dimensions are very, very out there. They're very clear. You should be able to go to the website, boom, and provide that data and put into a platform, and we'll be able to basically look into the discrepancies, find the opportunity to get you a recovery, a financial recovery, and of course, only if we're successful, we'll charge a fee for that. A few more words about the platform. Actually, we actually an award-winning company. We won the Gold Award from the American Business Award for our dashboard technology, because besides all the stuff that I said, you can add more data. It also gives you visibility to what we do. You see the cases that we're opening, what's the status of each one, did it get paid, did it get rejected, is it still pending, how much money we recovered in the past 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, and so forth. So the idea is that what's so innovative is that behind the scenes, there's a whole army working on your behalf, but all that work is translated in real time to a dashboard. So you're always able to come and log in, see what's going on in real time, and get visibility. So for that kind of innovation, we won the Gold Award from the American Business Awards. We're actually an authorized solution provider by Amazon. So if you visit Amazon Seller Central and go to the App Store, you put GETIDA, you're going to find us there, which means we have kind of double commitment. We have a commitment to the sellers, but also a commitment to Amazon to make sure that we're terms of service compliant, data security, private policy. We got to perform on the highest level. We have a team of over 125 people in 6 countries, and we audit billions of dollars worth of transactions every single day. So that's, in short, the mission, the purpose, kind of the how it all works, and what's going on.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's pretty clear, but just I'll kind of say it again. To me, it was pretty clear. So you guys help with inventory loss. So we are sellers. We sell products constantly. We ship products constantly to Amazon. Sometimes they get lost. Sometimes they get damaged by Amazon, damaged in transit, damaged in warehouse. So there's many little points where we as sellers, we might get these we might get this automatically from Amazon. But from my experience since 2016 on Amazon, sometimes we don't. It's just if you don't fill the claim, they're sort of like, well, we give you the time to fill the claim, but if you're not filling, hey, like, right?
Yeah. So let me provide some more insight on that. So a few points I want to make. So one thing, you're right. So what happens is Amazon will automatically give you a reimbursement for everything that their software finds, which is good. But if you look into their terms of service, Amazon's telling you we're going to automatically reimburse you, but it's up to you to check us. So we need 30 days to reimburse you. After 30 days, we need you, the seller, to audit us and check us. And you can go back up to 18 months of all these transactions. And if we missed anything, then you're able, and you see that it's a clear minus or deficit or a discrepancy, you can open a case, and we're gonna provide you with the reimbursement. And this point of junction, this is where we can come in and help sellers. If you're too overwhelmed, it's too much for you, don't even know where to begin, we'll be happy to help you. But also, if you are already doing something on your own, we encourage you to do so. In other words, it doesn't have to be GETIDA or you; it could be together. We do encourage the sellers to get the maximum they can get in reimbursements on their own, get everything right, and then we're gonna be able to come in, look back 18 months, whatever you missed out on, pick that up for you and bring it back to your pocket. And only if we're successful, we're going to get rewarded. So we're very customizable. Okay, so we do encourage the sales to get the maximum, and then we can get them the extra, the juice, the bonus. Not a problem at all. And this is kind of how all the premise works and operates. It's just an opportunity for you to really be able to get what's yours, which is all the reimbursements. But in addition to that, is instead of like kind of looking backwards, you're looking forward. Because the mission as a seller is always to look forward, product launching, PPC, advertising, marketing, branding, that creates the business. For us, we're like archaeologists. We always look into the past. Yeah. Okay, so it's a good partnership where you look into the future, we kind of look into the past. And in the past, we found all these opportunities to find all these issues and to get you, back a reward. But another thing to consider is that we look into more than like 30 things. Okay, so I'll try to simplify it because it can get really deep and very kind of complicated. So just so everybody understands, it all starts from when you ship your products to FBA. I kind of mentioned that you ship 1,000 units instead of receiving 1,000, they got 190. That's simple. Most sellers understand that. But you got to keep in mind, once your inventory is inside Amazon's fulfillment centers, that's when it could get lost, damaged, destroyed, disappeared, overcharged with fees inside the center. But also between the centers. Sometimes Amazon might ship your products from Kentucky to California, from California to Nevada. Those same 4 or 5 things happen. Also from the fulfillment centers to the consumers, when the orders come in, right? All the revenue, all the sales come in from Amazon. So from the fulfillment center to the consumers, same things happen. Consumers back to Amazon with all the refunds and the returns. That can be sometimes a big pain and headache. And also from the fulfillment centers back to you if you do removal orders. So all these 5, 6, logistical friction points inside of Amazon's fulfillment centers, multiply with that by 4 or 5 scenarios, it brings it to more than kind of 30 things we look into. And additional, there's also more like special, kinky, weird things that we look into, because over time, we're doing this for about 7 years. So over time, we're able to kind of discover more and more types of variation of things that are very complex. But because we audit so many, and we're able to basically have a built-in R&D, research and development. Because once a seller comes to us and says, yo, GETIDA, check this out. Look what happened. and it's something that we never saw before, and we're able to solve it and resolve it and get it rewarded with reimbursement, then we can check that same issue across everybody in the network. So you get that network effect where it's kind of constant built in
Wow.
with R&D, so you can really focus on the future when we always kind of focused on the past.
Pretty cool, man. So, and as you mentioned, you have the pricing is pretty cool as well. So you only charge when you're able to provide sort of the recovery. So let's say, I mean, GETIDA was able to recover $1,000, then GETIDA will take from the $1,000 25%, at least now, you know, maybe 10 years from now, GETIDA is going to be here huge. But maybe they're just saying yes, but 25% as of today. And then that means you get 750, the user,
The seller, yeah, the seller,
the
yeah.
seller, yes, and the GETIDA gets $250 from that 1,000. The cool thing is that if you were not to be using the services of GETIDA, then maybe you could have kind of gotten it back. Yeah, maybe automatically by Amazon, maybe by other things you used to do that. But if not, it would just go, right?
No, so
Yoni?
typically that $1,000 is from nowhere, meaning it's already
Yeah.
after Amazon. So Amazon will give you what they can give you. Nobody can interfere with that. Amazon needs their time frame, and only after that time frame, then you can check it in. That's when we come and check it in. So we never touch that. And of course, whatever you do
Exactly.
yourself,
Yeah.
we never touch that. You keep doing
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
$1,000 is money back from the dead. It's money you would never probably would have had before. That's kind of the GETIDA magic or GETIDA value. We bring you something only if something you would never have access to before, only if we're successful at doing it, only then we get rewarded. In other words, whatever is yours is yours. We want you to keep it, right? We don't want to touch it. We don't want any involved with it. Our mission is to get you something you never had before.
Yeah.
And only if we're successful doing it, only then we get rewarded. So it makes it kind of a partnership and a win-win that we found in the past 7 years to be very successful. And I would say also popular because once again, time is money. Your time, your team's time. If they can do something that generates more sales, more revenue, more profit, that's probably where you want to keep them. That's the business. Kind of spending time looking to the past and maybe not finding anything or not finding enough things, you don't get a good ROT, which is return on time. So something to consider.
Great parameter to look at. And also, I will say that in the description, we have a free account of GETIDA along with a special promo. Volva 400, maybe it's going to appear here on the screen. $400, first $400 in reimbursements for free. So if the guys are able to recover for you $400 or even more, the first 400 are going to be for free. So that's a pretty cool deal in my opinion. Check it out in the description. Also, I want to mention that, Yoni, you have a lot of connections in the field. So if people are looking for something else, if they need help, they just, GETIDA is like also a hub for help in this industry, right?
Yeah, so our core specialty, is like you mentioned, is with all the reimbursements and getting you the maximum. But beyond that, we're very highly focused on seller success. You know, through education, through community events, whatever you can do to empower the sellers to grow. We encourage that because if they grow, we grow. Because I want to say a high statistical point here. We found out that on an annual basis, the discrepancy rate on FBA ranges between 1 to 3% from your revenue. So, for example, if you do $1 million in FBA a year, 1 to 3% could be $10,000 to $30,000 worth of issues that you need to kind of look into and recover. So, understanding this, our kind of mission and purpose is to say, okay, we need the sellers to grow. Because if right now we have $1 million seller using GETIDA, we help them whatever we can with education, community stuff, solving their issues and other things. And now next year they're going to do 2 million. Now 1 to 3% is 20 to 60,000 with it. We can help them kind of solve. So we have a kind of long-term strategy to build up, a community with the sellers and a whole environment that it supports them, helps them. So of course, whatever we can do to help the sellers beyond our core competency, we encourage that. Typically, it's free of charge. We don't charge anything for that. It's just kind of also a part of the GETIDA magic. We take a lot of pride into that, and the reason is, I do want to mention is that GETIDA was born from our experience as sellers. Okay, so it's not like we woke up in the morning and decided it's gonna be GETIDA. So what happened was that about 10 years ago we started selling online. Back in the day, eBay was the main arena for us, and then 2013 we started selling on Amazon, and then the business grew very very quickly from 0 to 20 million in FBA sales, and then we became a part of a larger group that together as a group we're doing about 100 million in FBA sales. So we had so much complication with all the data, the spreadsheets we were using were breaking. So that pushed us to create technology to solve the issue, but also to set up a dedicated team to constantly kind of review the data and manage the reconciliations. So in other words, we created a solution for ourselves, and it worked pretty well. And then we told our friends from the industry that we have these capabilities. They told us, "Help us, we'll pay you." And that was the early genesis of GETIDA back in 2015. So over the years, we're just growing because the value was very simple. It's very attractive. We only get, we get you money, and only if we get you money, we get rewarded. So it's kind of growing until we made a strategic decision to cash out of retail and focus just on helping sellers with reimbursements. But of course, anything that else that we can help. Because for example, if you're struggling to, from 100,000 to 1 million, we've been there. If you're struggling from the 1 million to the 2 million, we've been there. 2 million to 10 million, we've been there. So all these junctions that we've been through, and we're able to kind of solve them. Whatever we can take from our experience, we share that with the sellers as much as we can. It gives us a lot of pleasure and joy. Yeah, that's kind of a part of the energy behind it.
Nice, man. Pretty cool. And I want to ask you last question, or unless you have any more things to say, but I wanted to ask you, man, 5 years from now, GETIDA, you with GETIDA, where do you see it? Maybe just curious.
Kind of part of our mission is to if you look at our tagline, is maximum refunds, data driven. So what else can we do to maximize the opportunity through data? So internally, there's a lot of research and development. So it's data analytics, stuff like that internally, that gives us a lot of passion to be able to find opportunities to help more. And that's it. So internally with the organization, we have more than 125 people in 6 countries. Internally, the way we kind of see it is every day is like day one. We achieve nothing, because think about it, we're a whole organization that if we don't create value every day, we make nothing.
Yeah,
Everybody across the board.
very interesting.
So that gives us a lot of passion, enthusiasm to do what we do and constantly do it well. And so one of our taglines is, if you do something, you do it well, whatever you can do. So this organization will be, successful for the next 30 years ahead. Because I'm in a situation where it's not just about me anymore. It's of course the whole organization. We have people trying to get married, people buying houses, and people who have grandkids and stuff like that. So it creates a harmony within to keep on doing what we're doing well. So we're helpful for the sellers as much as we can, of course, with the reimbursements, with that mission. But anything else we can help. So just more of the same, I guess.
That's great, man. I wish you great growth, and hopefully all the people that are in the world with you, that's your family, your employees, your customers, everybody that touches GETIDA, hopefully gets great growth and good lives. And
I do want to mention about the offer that we have, the $400. I just want to clarify it. Visit getida.com/VOVA, VOVA 400. So getida.com/VOVA 400. And like you mentioned, the first $400 we're going to get for you will be free. We're not going to charge you a penny, right? So no matter what, by watching this video, taking a few moments every time to connect to GETIDA, you're going to have $400 extra in your pocket. After $400, if you want to leave us, you can leave. If you want to stay, you can stay, whatever you want. Hopefully this will be helpful for you.
Yeah, man. Thank you for your time today. We have all the links in the description. And Yoni, man, thanks for providing a lot of also great value generally to the Amazon community. I appreciate that. Hopefully also other people who are watching, they're also getting some value from what you are doing. And thank you.
Thank you, Vova. Take care, everybody.